Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we have something special. This is video number 3. Wait a minute, I said something special. I know you see, I know, just hold on. Gosh. We're going to be taking a look at the Vortex 7500 SIZER, bullet sizer from American Casting Equipment. The first 2 videos, if you watched them, they were about setting up the equipment, buying the equipment, receiving the equipment, casting with the equipment, how many bullets an hour you can make, and the operation of the unit and my overall thoughts. So in this video, now that we're done casting bullets, in my last video, I made 1010, we will cast one of the sizes, and we're going to cast the 338 size today. Matter of fact, my lovely wife, Yolanda. Hello. We'll be casting, and we're going to take a look at the operation of the sizer and how simple it is. It's so simple that my wife, who is not a caster or reloader or really even a shooter, can use it. It's that simple, guys. All right, let's take a look. Okay guys, in this segment I want to go over some of the features of the unit and show you guys basic operation and how things actually work on the unit. So first, if we start with the controller side of the unit, you have all your breakers here, you have your rheostat here, this controls your speed, and you have your on, reverse, and forward. And over here, you also have your digital display, which has all your functions. So, and I'll get into the actual functions of this unit. So let's start with basic operation. Here, you turn the circuit breaker on. There's a controller on the side that I'm not gonna really show you guys. That tells you that it's ready, and it'll say RDY on the side. And then you have your other circuit breaker, which turns on your display. That is on. And if you look at the display, on the bottom in green it says 150, and on the top in red it says 1. The number in green is how many bullets you want the sizing machine to size. So right now it is set at 150. Let's say we want it to size 225. You simply hit the arrow here. You see all the other zeros show up, and you go up. 160, 170, 180, 190, 200, 210, 220, 221, 222, 223, 224, 225. After you select it with the extra zeros, because all you want is 225, this unit can go up exponentially. And I'll tell you the reason what this is for. So now I only want to size 225 bullets. So now I hit mode, and as you can see, it now gets rid of the rest of the zeros and just shows you 225. What this does is it will automatically turn off the machine when the number in red, which is 1, reaches 225. So when the number in red matches the number in green, or the number up top matches the number at the bottom, the machine will automatically turn itself off. Of whatever caliber, calibers don't matter. I can set that number, feed the machine, it'll automatically stop when I get to 225. Take the container, put them in whatever container I have for my business or plastic bag, roll them up, mail them out. So that is a great feature with this machine, that it actually does that. So now let's take a look at turning the machine on. Before we do that, I'm going to show you guys the bushing for the Star Sizer and the NOE Sizer die. Here's your Star Sizer bushing. These accept, this accepts the NOE sizing die. This is what the bullet actually gets pushed to. This is just a bushing to help. There you go, like that. So now that you've seen the star sizer bushing and the NOE sizing die, they go here. They just slip down in the machine. No screws to set, no tools needed. Next thing you're going to want to do is take your correct caliber tube. This tube is where the bullets are placed nose down and they go into the feeder. So you get 3 of them and they're different sizes, and you can order more of these tubes from American Casting Equipment, okay? I got 3 of them. They're a little bit different. They're different thicknesses for different calibers, so we're gonna use this one. This basically gets set right here in this bushing. So now that we have that in, let's go ahead and operate the equipment. So now that we have the power on, I'm gonna hit reset to reset everything to 0, reset the counter. What it's going to do now is I have my rheostat turned all the way down, which is right here. I'm going to turn it on to forward because I want it to go forward. Here we go. As I increase the rheostat, it's pretty quiet, guys. Full speed. But we don't want to go that fast. So one of the things I want you guys to notice is my counter is still at 0. Reason being is underneath the machine there is a photo eye. That photo eye will not count a bullet until a bullet drops through the photo eye. When that photo eye is reading the beam from you have a receiver and you have a transmitter, when it goes dark, when it sees something solid pass through it, it will count the bullet. Now, very important, turn this off. For safety reasons, we will completely turn this off. Right here, you have your punch. That's what punches your bullet down into the sizer. You can order different punches from American Casting Equipment for different calibers. The one that they send you is basically a setup for 9mm. Basically, this comes already set up for a 9mm. So you can order a small one for 22 cal, 30 cal, 338s. Obviously 357 is provided. You need one for 44 mag. You probably can still use this one for anything bigger than 44, you know, or bigger than 357 Magnum. It's up to you. You know, you can order more of these and they'll send you skinnier ones for smaller calibers than 357. One thing that's important is if you need to adjust this, which you shouldn't from the factory, mine already comes set up from the factory, you should not need to adjust it. But before you start sizing bullets, you do want to make sure that as this goes down from the bottom, it doesn't go down through the photo eye, because this can be set so far down that it's punching like this and it's going through the photo eye. And the photo eye is not seeing a bullet, it's seeing the punch. And what you'll get is you'll get double counts. So you'll get a bullet drop first and then you'll get the punch coming second. So on one bullet will count as 2. So you want to make sure before you start, especially if you're depending on that display, that you have this adjusted to where it just pushes the bullet through the sizer and lets the bullet drop without it coming through the sizer itself and going through the photo eye. In the back here, there is an arm that is fully adjustable for the amount of throw for the arm that grabs the bullet. There's a bullet that drops. This arm grabs it, pushes it in the hole, falls in the hole, and the ram hits it, and then that arm comes back. It grabs another bullet. It's doing this. From the factory, it is already set. You don't have to adjust anything. But if something happens and it's not during shipping, or maybe the factory didn't set it right, if that happens, this arm is fully adjustable. And what you basically wanted to do is you want the cup that, here's your sizer bushing, it comes over, you want it to line up perfectly with that hole every time. So as that arm is grabbing a bullet, it's lining up perfect. You can overthrow or you can underthrow. You want to make sure the machine operates perfect with one bullet at a time. Make sure everything is set up, which it should be from the factory, because mine was. And I'll tell you another important thing. Here's your feeder tube assembly for the bullets, and that bullet comes down this tube, it goes in. At the bottom of this die, it kind of looks like a sizing die. At the bottom of that die where your bullet sits in, it has a certain length that it has to be away from the arm here, that arm that swings over. So you unscrew it and it could be set close or it could be set further away, but you have to do it to the point of where the bullet drops and it's not so far down that you have a long bullet and this arm swings, and what you're gonna get is you're gonna almost try to rip that bullet in two. So again, this thing comes already set up for 357. If you're going to be sizing rifle bullets, 457, 338, 308, long bullets, you need to unscrew this with an 1 1/8 wrench, back it off, drop a bullet down here and make sure that this arm, so you're gonna have to do some pre-fitting. And that's something we'll get more in depth with, and I'll show you guys how to actually do it. All right guys, let's move on to actually using the unit. And for that, we're gonna bring in someone special. All right guys, in this section, we are going to create a scenario. This is a sale. So we have just casted 1,010 bullets, but we have a customer that has ordered 425. We have 450 on the table. Yolanda is going to demonstrate the operation of the machine, and we are going to set the counter at 425 pieces. Feeding it. Actually, that's good. That's really good. All right, guys, a little technical difficulty. I grabbed a 357 bullet instead of a 338, and it got stuck in the machine, which is actually a good thing because we got to see the machine malfunction. You guys didn't see it, but the machine worked the way it was supposed to. So what we're going to do now is we're going to continue on with the scenario, but the customer canceled because we messed up, LOL. The customer canceled his order, and a new customer wants an order of 150 bullets. So let's go ahead and reset the counter to 150 and count to 150. We're going to size 150 bullets now. Yeah, that's what happens during video when you mess up. Your customer cancels his order. So we're at 150. All right, let's go ahead and start. More to go. $147. There it is, guys. You just saw it stop. All right, guys, we're going to ask Yolanda a quick question. This is a very honest question. This is not a paid advertisement. This is not me writing a script. I know, right? If we were talking about money, you'd be pretty upset because you haven't seen any money,
exactly.
Right? So yeah,
yes,
I have
sir.
to say this is
yes,
not a paid.
Sir.
Yeah, it's not a paid advertisement. But this is a very honest question. This is a very simple question. So, first of all, I have to tell you guys, my wife had no idea she was going to do this until maybe a day ago or 2 days ago. Of course, she was down to use it. My only simple question is, now that you've used it, and you've actually casted maybe 450 bullets total,
right?
What do you think? What's your opinion about the simplicity of the machine?
I love it. I have to admit, I mean, he's right. I'm a complete novice. He taught me how to operate the equipment within like 15 seconds, and it was seamless. And one of the best features I liked about it was the fact that I could control the speed. So I could adjust it, you know, based on how many bullets behind I was getting, because it was getting really low at times and I couldn't keep up. So I was able to turn down the speed to adjust to that. And then once I got the flow again, I was able to increase it and you know, make it happen quickly. So it was really easy to operate and I loved it. It's fun.
Okay, did you notice any like weird, like, did it make weird noises or did anything seem?
Well, I mean, it made a weird noise once you put the incorrect bullet in.
Once I did it, or?
Well, you put it in my stash. I'm just saying.
I messed up.
Yeah, but I mean, it made like a clunking sound. It like clunked and just stopped. Yeah.
And
I was like, uh-oh, what just happened? But other than that, I mean, like the noise is not loud or anything crazy like that. It actually had a very soothing sound. Like, you know, once it, you know, kind of had its own little flow, it was kind of soothing, to be honest.
Yeah, actually, in my opinion, going along with what you said, as far as this is the first time I've ever turned this machine on today. This is it.
Oh,
and I have to admit that it was quieter than a sewing machine. It was much quieter than that.
Yeah, it was.
And
really
I expected
soothing.
a little bit of noise from the reciprocating mechanism, but it was pretty quiet.
Yeah.
So one thing I do like about it, it is very quiet, guys. Really quiet. It makes really no noise when it's moving. I think most of the noise comes from the bullets dropping.
Exactly.
I mean, you get the thump.
Yeah,
thump,
that's
thump.
all you hear.
Okay, well, guys, that's going to be it for Yolanda's segment. I got to let her go. She's contracted per hour, and it's been 32 minutes, so anything under an hour, I don't have to pay her. So, time for her to go bye-bye.
Liar. Excuse me. Okay.
All right, thank you, Yolanda.
Bye.
We appreciate it.
No problem.
All right, guys, so my honest opinion and overall thoughts on the equipment. First and foremost, I want to say, give American Casting Equipment a big shout out for setting this machine up from the factory. They already had it set up. You don't have to really do anything to it. Why they only set it up for a standard 357, anything other than that, you adjust, which is a good thing because it lets you get more familiar with the equipment. This thing is simple. It's simple to operate. It's foolproof. I mean, as you saw, my wife, who's not even a shooter, came out here for the first time, and within 20 seconds, she already had a rundown on how to operate. I set it up. She knew how to follow what I did. I mean, for her first time. So it's that simple, guys. I really look forward to this unit probably more than the casting machine, just because sizing is so tedious. You can make 2,000 or 3,000 bullets. You feel great after making 2,000 or 3,000 bullets. Now you have to size all that stuff. Now you have to take each individual bullet, grab it with your gloves on, because you got lead contaminants, and you're trying to get it in your little sizer, and you're sitting there for another bunch of hours just sitting with a single stage sizer. After a couple of hundred, to be honest with you, you get kind of tired of sizing. Actually, what I was doing in the field, I got so tired of sizing all the bullets that I made, and I learned some things along the way. What I would do is I got to the point where it was so tedious, I would make 5,000 or 6,000 bullets, and then I wouldn't size them until I went into the field, because that gave me a break from casting. I can let 4 or 5 days go by, come Friday night, sit down with a beer, get my sizer and do it. Now with this thing, this is so much freaking faster, man. It's faster by a margin. I mean, I think we sized 450 bullets, even at, you can't really do it at a set time because it's all determined by how fast the rheostat is and how fast you can keep up with the machine. But it couldn't have been 10 minutes, if that much, to size that many bullets. This thing was just sitting there like this, doop, 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 doop. And you want to go a little faster, just turn it up a little bit, doop, 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 doop. And as fast as you can drop bullets, this thing will go. This thing is way faster than you ever could be. Which brings me to another point. I'm gonna look into this coming up for a future video using this sizer. This can be converted to a hopper or a collator. So I'm gonna have to look into that, because that would be so cool to have a collator hooked up to here, have this big thing and dump 4,000 bullets in it or whatever it holds, and sit there and watch this thing just feed. I mean, this is pretty much automatic. The only thing that makes it semi is that you have to actually feed, you have to keep up with the machine. But this is way better than a single stage Lee RCBS lineman. It does not matter. Press one bullet at a time. And for you guys that are asking about lube, you do the same thing. Lube your bullets however you lube your bullets, whether you put a lube on them like Lee Alox and you let it sit overnight, or you have some type of Teflon or whatever your magic bullet lube is, lube them the same way you do. Just feed them in the tube. Same thing. And then re-lube them again. For you guys that shoot muzzle loaders and powder burners, you're gonna wanna lube before and you probably wanna lube after. This makes it so much faster, and that's the point. There is no comparison, hand casting, hand sizing, there is no comparison to the Vortex 7500 sizer, and no comparison to that casting machine on the last two videos. I mean, it's hands down, this is much better. So anyway, guys, thank you for joining in. Good to see you guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Click the like and subscribe button if you enjoyed it. I hope you guys appreciate the work that we're putting in here. This is for you guys. It benefits all of us. We all learn something. We all get to see something different. So stay tuned for the next video. Peace.
Maybe you want to do a 300 check-in or something?
Yeah.
Around 300? Okay.
370.
Oh, okay.
Or 360 something.
What the?
Oh no, turn it off. Turn this down.
Oh, it got
Wrong
stuck in
button.
there? Oh, what?
Mm-hmm.